guys. Hi guys.
Alright, welcome to episode 10.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi guys.
We're actually going to get into putting these valves in. I've got the seats, springs, retainers, everything's all good to go. We're going to clean up the valve stems and everything like that, and we'll put the heads back together because Glenn comes up next weekend. We're going to finally rebuild this engine and see how it all goes, see if we can actually get back to running properly. So we'll get into it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. Alright.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Bye.
So don't just let me get it.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm gon' get it.
Yeah, I'm the one to get it, bruh. I swear to God I'll get it, bruh. Hey, I ain't never giving up. Yeah, I never give up. I got this, man, I got it. I will not quit, I'm on it. Never rock it. Got the block lit, I'm toxic. Spitting logic.
Alright, back onto the heads. So, I got the VRS kit that turned up from the States, because that's the only place you can get them in Australia, it seems. Got the valves out. I got the new seals to go on, new valve stem seals. I got my seats in a tin here. Springs and everything's behind me. So what we'll do first is we'll just go through about cleaning the stems. So what you basically, all I'm going to do, so I'm just going to spray a bit of brake clean into them and blow it out with some compressed air. Don't shoot it in the direction of your beer, whatever you do. I do have my compressor in the shed and it's only cheap, so it may get a little loud. Righto, still got a couple of seats left in there by the looks of it. I thought I got them all. Must have been the other head. So that's that. Might just clean the other side too. I think I'm just about out of brake clean. Righto. Like I bought one. So what we'll do is I'll throw this down and I'll just push all the seals on basically. Problem is it's such a pain to get in there with everything, especially if you've got fat fingers. I could just drop that one. That went well. Good work. Might just get myself a small screwdriver, eh? That worked a little better. you should be able to just push them on with your thumb, like so, and just do that for each one. This is a lot easier. There's a little trick for you, put a screwdriver through it. Might just give them a bit of a love tap down, eh? I've had so much luck with this engine, the last thing I need is them coming off. It's always good how it can just fall in there randomly, but you can't get it out the same direction, you know? Oh, that looked like progress. Oh, come on. Hey, look at that. Did it. Alright, got the valve stem seals in, as you can see, all tapped down. Make sure they're on, because as you guys have seen so far, I've had so much luck with this engine. I just like to make sure that everything is where it should be in its respectful place. And now we'll go about getting these valves in. So, what you want to do, make sure you get your favourite rag, not the one from your room. Alright, bit of a wipe down. I've got some engine oil in this. Make sure it's nice and clean. The last thing you want is it to not slide in your seat. Just going to put a light dibble over the shaft. Actually, put it generously, why not? Okay. You can never have too much lube. And then slide her up in there. You'll hit the seal, but make sure it slides nicely like that. And then just basically rinse and repeat every single one. Alright, I'm going to grab myself another beverage, and then we'll go about putting the springs and buckets and shims and everything in it, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I'm back. I got myself a beverage. And we'll get into this. Might just try and lift yours up a little. See if that's a bit better. So I got the head. I got all my seats here that were in it. I didn't realise these, and I did lose some actually. But I rang my mate Shannon from Northvic Engines, and he grabbed me a few seats, and he's also the fella that got me these brand new valves, so he really came through for me. Big shout out to Shannon and Northvic Engines down there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use my favourite $14 Evil Bay tool. I've got the buckets, springs, retainers, collets, whatever you want to call everything. Alright, and they've all got the shims on the top there, as you can see. Grab your favourite can of cleaner. I've got two because one's just about done. That went well. Alright, and now what we'll do is we'll throw the seed in first. I'll do it on this one because it's easier for me. We'll actually grab your favourite rag, not the one from your bedroom, and put it underneath to stop the valves lifting or pushing down when you do this. I had to buy new collets because we lost one. Alright, so what we'll do is just grab your spring. Well, actually, sorry, my mistake, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Grab your seat, drop that down in there, a bit easier than the seals. Just check your spring for flaws and that. This doesn't have any, which is good. Drop that in, drop your plate in, get your two collets, sit them in there, in your plate. Now this is where my $14 tool comes into play. This is the best ever. So what happens is that's spring loaded. So it's quite literally sits on the outer ring. Not outer ring. I'll show you on this one. Sits on that inner ring there, and then that inner pipe pushes those collets in for you. So you quite literally, you just got to push down. And if all goes well, it seats. So if I sit that on there like that, and put all of my I don't have enough body weight, do I? They say you can use a press for this. I have done this already off camera. Ooh, that's only just on there. That's the way it goes, isn't it? Works off camera, doesn't work on camera. I think because my valve's moving. Hey, there you go. Got it to work on camera. So that is seated now. See? Look at that. Hey? That is sensational. 14 bucks, mate. You can't go wrong. You know? Gives you the removal and the install. So what we'll do is we'll just give that a bit of a love tap. I might just use the other piece because that's good. Just to make sure that it's seated. have a look at your bucket, clean it up, obviously. Like I bought one. And then get your tin of oil. Just give it a bit of a once over on there. Pardon me. And then slide her on down in there. Like so. And that is one done. So now I'll carry on with the rest and I'll turn it into a time lapse for you guys. I need another rag. Now my favourite one's under there, not my bedroom one. Alright. I'll keep going. Might put some tunes on. Alright, so I thought I'd just slow it down a bit here because we're going to do that valve that's short. Remember that one that decided it was going to go its own way? So I don't know if you can see it here. If I run my finger in there, there's a little bit of an edge. The rest of it's actually really quite smooth. It's really quite nice in there. But I'm just going to go over it anyways. So what I've got, or what I had, wherever it went, here. This is just some 400 wet and dry, and then I'm basically just going to put a bit of light machining oil on it, or WD-40 or whatever you lot call it. I was raised calling it machine oil. So, and then I'll push the valve out, so I've got some room, and I'm just going to sort of lightly go over the bird edge of it here. Nothing too extreme. Just make sure you keep that oil up. Just to make sure there's no rough edges on that, on the edge there. There's probably a lot of people cringing at the moment, but I've done this before. I've even hit crankshafts and that with 400 just to spruce them up a tick. Feels better already. You don't have to go overboard, you just sort of cleaning it up, you know, just ever so lightly. No real method to this. So there's that one. And then what you want to do after is just finish it, follow it up with a bit of 800. I always do it just to be sure. You never know with engines. So, like I said, bit of light machining oil, and then just into it. Blokes, if you do this with a set of heads, your missus will probably thank you later, but just make sure you keep that lube up. Alright. Just about to drown this head in machining oil. Alright, that feels pretty good actually. The real test is when the bucket goes in. So we'll, I'll put the next slot in, we'll see how we go. So that seems to move freely. So I'll call that a win on that. Like I said, just a bit of 400, bit of light machining oil, give it a rub back, and then follow it with some 800. You know, make sure you keep that oil up. I'll make sure this is well lubricated when me and Glenn go to time it all up. But yeah, alright, so this was pretty severe. I mean, most of you people won't end up with something like this. I mean, you can send it to a machine shop, but I mean, I'm not, as you can see. And yeah, I'll keep going.
Yes, bye. See you later. I'll see you later.
I'll see you later.
I'll see
Do
you
you
later.
want to go ask Mum? Do you want to get Dad a beer?
I'm a bit tired.
Oh, you're a bit tired, are
Dad, do you have a bit beer?
you? Yeah, I know, but I need more.
I can't.
Please.
I can't.
I will love you a long time. For Dad? Because I love you? Let you.
Mama is a little bit heavy, so I know.
Please? Get Dad beer? Thank you. If you get Dad a beer, I'll put on fire car. Alright, there we go. That is one head with springs and everything assembled and put in. Alright, they're all in. There's that one, as you can see, moves freely. That's what you want. Sensational, mate. So, yeah, I'll build the next head, and then hopefully Glenn will be up, and we'll be clearancing the firewall, and we'll be putting this thing back together and seeing if it'll run. Alright, well, I hope that's good. Hope you guys have learnt something. I bribed Roar into putting a show on so she can bring me a beer. One of her Courtney Force videos, so we'll watch some drag racing and drink beers and cokes. Alright guys, enjoy your day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.